Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the IRS. Welcome to my YouTube station today. I'm going to be talking about the IRS National Standard Program. I worked at IRS for 10 years, 10 years, and I've been in private practice for 40. I have a whole team of former IRS agents on staff. I've been on the national news many times. You can see the agents and all my TV videos at 777irs.com. I have worked at least 10,000 cases. I was a former revenue officer, and today in talking to about the IRS National Standards, when I was a revenue officer, you'd get a financial statement, and you would go ahead and allow any expenses that you thought were reasonable. That's just what you did. But many years ago, IRS came along and said, we have to have a way to evaluate everybody correctly. And it has to be a system that's fair. It's got to be a system that's nationwide. So what did IRS do? They contacted the Department of Labor, and they said, are there such standards in the United States where we can go ahead and choose the standards that need to be used for everyone? Well, come to find out, the bankruptcy court uses the Department of Labor standards for their national expenses. So what IRS did is they went ahead and adopted the Department of Labor standards. So what they have done is they have looked at what the Department of Labor allows people for food and clothing, what they allow people for housing and utilities, what they allow them for car payments, and what they allow for car expenses. And that's what the IRS National Standards are. So no matter where you are, they're adjusted, by the way, for county by county. For instance, I'm in Fort Lauderdale, somebody in California in Malibu, or somebody up in New York in Manhattan are going to have different standards. So why that's really important is this. When IRS figures your financial statement out or goes through it, IRS wants to use the standards that's fair for where you live. So if you want to find your own standards, you can put in your toolbar IRS National Standards for food and clothing, IRS National Standards for housing and utilities. When you do housing and utilities, it's going to go to a state, then it's going to populate your county once you click on it. So what IRS is going to do, those are the standards that you're going to use. They're not going to allow you to use your figures for food and clothing, housing and utilities, car payments, and operation of your car. They're going to use strictly those national standards. And that messes everyone up because those national standards are very tight. I don't know anyone that usually calls me that fits within those national standards, and therefore they have excess money to give IRS. So do not call IRS. Don't do anything with them. Don't make an offer in compromise. Don't apply for a payment agreement. Don't ask them to go to hardship unless you know what those standards are. So there's ways to get around them, and if you do, you can call me, and we can represent you, and we can find a way out of some of these things because we're really good. We have a whole team of former IRS agents on staff. Give me a subscription if you would, or a like. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much.